breathing is so important. The other day, my flight was canceled on my way back from Costa Rica. I needed to get back for an important meeting. I had classes to teach, I had clients. I waited for hours. We were about to board, and then they canceled the flight. This is the second time this has happened to me in the last 3 flights. Both times I've had to go back to the hotel or back to my place, spend the night, wake up early, come back to get on the plane. How frustrating is that? So when this happened last week, I looked around and saw all the different reactions that were happening in the airport. If you could only imagine people waiting for hours and hours, getting ready for a nice long flight, most of them having to go home from vacation. Who is in a good mood at that point? One of the reactions I saw was this. They can't do that. Oh my gosh, what are they doing? I have to get back. I'm so important. That's a really interesting reaction. Another reaction I had was, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening to me again. This always happens to me. Life is terrible. So we have someone who gets really angry, then we have someone that gets really depressed. And so I knew right then that I had a choice. What reaction am I gonna have to this situation? Well, one of the things that I've been training myself to do for several decades is to breathe, because breathing always brings you back to the place of center, the place of pausing, the place of possibilities, the place of, I'm not going to huff and puff, I'm not going to get depressed, I'm actually gonna just pause for a second, right? Screen on pause, everybody pause, all the actors in the play pause. And when I'm breathing, everything stops, just for a moment. It gives me this tiny little window of peace. Now, I can tell you this till the cows come home, and you probably won't do it. The reason I've been able to do it is because I practice in times of low stress. I practice in times of safety. I practice in times of peacefulness, so that when the stress happens, and it will again and again and again in our lives, we are programmed to go into our breath immediately. The quicker we can go into the breath, slow it down, hit the pause button, the better. The problem is we have not practiced this. This is not intuitive, it's not innate, because what's intuitive and innate is what's our mind just going off with the horses down the track, and until they're way down there, we have no idea what happened, how we got there, how we got angry, how we got frustrated, how we got depressed, until we're down there. And by the time we're down there, it might be too late, because we've already created a ton of karma around us. We might have yelled at the flight attendant, we might have yelled at the cashier, we may have yelled at our partner. Now we've created more waves and more mess to clean up. So the breath is like a godsend, a goddess send. The breath is the time where you hit the pause button and no one else around you gets hurt. And you don't hurt yourself. You don't hurt yourself by being mad. You don't hurt yourself by being depressed. By getting mad, your heart rate goes up, right? Your blood pressure spikes, your muscles tense, your face contracts. All kinds of things happen when you're stressed. When you're depressed, right, everything gets down and low and lethargic and stagnant, and you slow down so much it's hard to get going again. So in order to stop all those other things from happening, go to the breath as soon as you can. So I'm sitting in the terminal, and I'm like, I sit down, because I was standing up getting ready to board. I'm literally ready to board. Okay, sit down, take a look around, see what's going on. I'm okay, I'm here. I can cancel my classes, I can call for support. I immediately took a breath, and I saw all those possibilities opening up. And although it didn't make it a pleasant experience to go to the Holiday Inn and spend the night there and wake up at 4 a.m., it made it a much more peaceful experience. And my body didn't take the hit. My immune system didn't take the hit. My nervous system didn't take the hit. my brain, my body, my breath, my emotions, everything was so much more sustainable. It took so much less energy to respond with acceptance rather than fighting or freezing. I just came to acceptance faster. Possibilities opened up. And this is just one benefit of the breath. There are so many. But again, the breath, even though it's with us 24/7, it's not programmed into our brain to use it as a tool. Our brain just takes us off into some direction very quickly. So we have to practice. And that's one thing that the breathing courses I offer, the classes that I offer on the breath, are for you to create practices. It's the practices that are going to rebuild that wiring and rewire your brain so that you click into the breath faster. You rely on the breath. You gain confidence in the breath. So you know that it's a tool. You know that it's worked for you before. You've experienced states of peace and joy and spaciousness and possibilities that you know are there for you. That becomes your baseline. That becomes your home. Whereas if we let the mind create our home, it's going to create confusion and stress and distraction and blame and anger and grief and sadness and shame. So the breath is there to give you a pause, to open up the door to possibilities, but it's a practice. And practicing is so key to gaining that muscle of breathing, that new habit of breathing that's going to bring you so much more peace, so much more ease, so much more compassion. And that will ultimately spread out to others in your life, and that itself will attract towards you more of the same. More peace, more ease, more synchronicity, more love, more compassion, more kindness, because you yourself are resting in that state, in that way of being. So when I got to the Holiday Inn, I said, okay, I'm here. My flight was canceled, thinking I was going to get a free room, right? Because the airport, the airline pays for it. And he said, no, you have to get a voucher before you come here. Well, they didn't tell me that. And I don't really speak Spanish, so I had no idea what was going on. So it made me a little upset. And then I said, oh, there's the breath again. And instead of being angry or depressed, I went, okay, note to self. Next time, I hope there isn't a next time, get the voucher or don't get the voucher and come to acceptance. And then I cracked a joke with him. I can't remember what the joke was, but I made a joke and we both laughed. And that was that. I got the key to my room. I went upstairs. I took a hot shower. I climbed into the crisp white sheets, so clean, and felt so grateful to have a warm place to sleep, nice and clean and safe. So the breath is what got me there. And the breath is what can get you there. And if you feel inspired and you want to learn more, you can go to siennasmith.com under yoga, workshops, and retreats. The breath course is there. You can also message me at sienna@siennasmith.com. Take care, everyone. Breathe deeply and have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful life.